Hi everyone, this is John Segan with Third Iron. I'm doing this video to show you how to set up LibKey in NDE step by step. So I'm going to take you through the documentation and then I'm going to show you all the different pieces you need to get this ready to go. Big thanks to our friends at Colorado School of Mines for letting us use their sandbox to demonstrate this. So let's show the baseline first, where we're starting from. I've got a search here. You can see that there's no LibKey integrations. This is standard Primo links here. You can see I have some quick links. I've got regular links to the Alma resolver. I've got no cover images appearing, and of course no browsing links. So in our documentation, you want to get there by going to the Third Iron homepage, and you can click on API. And this has all the different API integrations that we offer. If I scroll down a bit, you'll see platform-specific integrations, and here is NDE. So I'll click on that. We'll use that as we go along here. So the first thing it talks about is getting started with knowing your library ID and API key. If you already have Primo VE set up, you can use that existing API key and library ID. If you're not sure what those are, reach out to our support desk, support@thirdiron.com, and we're happy to help you find those. The other thing that I want to point out here is the different features that come with this integration. They do include the cover images and the LibKey links here and the browsing link. Now you can configure this integration in a lot of different ways. Some of those will not feature some of those different elements, and I'll highlight those in a moment. But something that is unique for NDE that I do want to highlight here is the way that you have these different views, and we call them view options. And you can see there's 3 of them presented here. One is called stack and browsing link. The other one is a single stack, and the last one is no stack. So these were done because the new NDE interface has this stack type concept. That's our unofficial name for it, where you've essentially got a single link that's possible here, and if there's more than one link provided by Alma, it will produce this drop-down UI. So we want to make sure that we match that exactly, and that's what stack plus browsing does, meaning that any link that has to do with getting you to content, whether that's the LibKey link that's appearing here with download PDF, or the additional link that might be using the Alma link, or depending on your options, if you also have quick links visible, that would appear here too, appears in a single stack. But then over here, you get the browsing link, and the browsing link is quite distinct and different. Its purpose is not to get you to content right away. So we thought it made sense not to include it necessarily in the same stack of links. However, some libraries may prefer that everything always appears in a single stack so that there's consistency between every record to have a single stack. And that's what that option does. You can see here's the browsing link now as part of one of the drop-downs. And then other online options, that's your Alma resolver. Finally, for folks who really like the kind of more of the VE view of things, where you have individual links to individual capabilities, we have no stack. So no stack here has a download PDF, a view issue contents, and available online, all as one just line together. So first, I think deciding which view option you want, that's key. And then we can get into the different options in terms of turning on and off different features. That's covered down here. We call it feature option 1 through 5. These are just suggestions. You can go ahead and look through these, decide which one you want. They turn on different links. Some have more accessibility options. Some disable non-version of record OA linking. Lots of different kind of options here. I won't step through all of them here, but they are listed in great detail on this website. Importantly then, though, each one of these has a little drop down for each of the different view options. So there's the stack and browsing link, single stack and no stack, which then gets you a block of code. And you can use that block of code then to start your configuration. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to use feature option 1, stack and browsing link. We think this is probably going to be the most common and popular setup based on libraries we've talked to so far. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one. But you can use all of them or any one of them, and the same procedure will apply. So I'm going to copy that text because we have to prepare a JSON file to upload into Alma. So I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to use BBEdit. You could use any text editor that you would like. So you can see I'm starting with kind of a blank screen there, a blank workspace, and I pasted in what I had copied from that documentation. I do need some information here. I need my library API key and a library ID. So in this case, I'm going to use a little demo library here, 222. And for my API key, I'm going to check my API key, little notes there, and copy that in. Great. The other thing I need to configure is the unpaywall email address key. LibKey uses unpaywall to look for non-version of record open access materials. If you would like to use that feature, unpaywall requests that you put in some sort of contact email address to disambiguate the different API requests. So I'm going to put in support@thirdiron.com because I am setting this up as a Third Iron user. With all that said, I'm not going to affect any more true and falses, but I do want to just point out that all of these are little Boolean values. So if I really like this setup, but I decide later maybe to turn off a particular function, I can change it from true to false. And that's all I have to do. So very simple to make changes there. So now going back to our documentation, you'll see in here that it says you need to save this file as libkey_nde_config.json. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to save it. I'm going to put that on my desktop. Great. So now I'm ready to go into Alma. So let's do that next. Coming back into Alma, you have to navigate to the add-ons section in NDE. This is new for NDE. VE uses a different mechanism. But to get there, you go to Configuration, then to Discovery, and then there's a lot of links here, but sort of towards the end of the other category, you can see Add-on Configuration. So I go ahead and click that. Right now, I have no add-ons configured, but let's add one. So I'm going to click Add Row, and I get this template to set up the add-on. Now, going back to our documentation, all of this is laid out very clearly here. It tells you how to get to that spot that I just got to. Click Add Row, and it details what to put in each of these boxes. Very key is that you have to call the add-on LibKey. So I'm going to make sure to do that. And then I need to upload that file I just created. So I'm going to navigate my file system, find it. This appears here. Click Upload. I get confirmation that it was successful. Great. And then I have to choose what view. I have a couple different views set up, but the view I'm going to use is LibKey NDE. Obviously, yours is going to be more appropriately named for your campus, so just make sure you choose the right view. You can see you can also apply it to all the views if you want to do that. But I'll apply it there. And then I need a URL to put it in. The URL is listed in the documentation right here. So I'm just going to copy that and come back, paste it in. Great. Now don't forget to click Save. So I click Save, and here it is. Now you can see I can also toggle this at any time if I want to turn it off or turn it back on for some reason. And I can always go back in here to edit it. So if I come up with something different. The one thing I will point out though is that there's not a way to get back this configuration file after you've uploaded it. So make sure you save it in a place where you can find it again because you can't get it back. So great, we're all saved. Everything is looking great. Let's go take a look at it. A little demo, and ta-da, there you go. So you can see the cover images appearing. You can see the LibKey links. And in this case, I had the stack plus Browsine. So you can see there's my Alma link as well. And I can see my link to Browsine. So what it does from here is, of course, this will link right to the PDF. This will bring us into the Alma links. And depending on how you set Alma up, that might go directly to content as well, if you have direct linking turned on. And then otherwise, I've got a Browsine link. So this brings me into Browsine and shows me that article in its originally published context and highlights it there. That's all for now. Thanks very much.